Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners, and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here, and please do stick around a while. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out a lot. So this is still a fairly new segment here on my channel, and it is the segment that I have entitled, Have You Ever Wondered? Now, I do believe this is episode 4, but whatever episode it is, it will be on the title of the video. But I'm pretty confident it's episode number 4. And this all started out as a, I wonder. I wanted to bash through some of my stash. I wanted something simple and easy, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and stumbled upon the thought of, I wonder how many 6 round granny squares I can get out of some of my one skein wonders that I have on my shelf. So that is how it began, and I believe we started with I Love This Yarn, and then there was a different one of I Love This Yarn. I believe it was ombre, or was it print? I'm not entirely sure. And then I did the Premier Just Yarn worsted. And this week, guys, we went from the little tiny, I've got one here, Just Active, sorry, Premier Just Active, tiny, to a massive mega ball from Hobie. So I will give you the stats on the mega ball, and then we will find out how many 6 round granny squares we got from it. So I have the ball band. I did defeat it. There is none left whatsoever. So this is the Mega Ball Aran, and I am pretty sure that you can get a DK or lightweight 3 version, as well as this Aran or worsted 4 version. There is, let's see, 100% acrylic, 400 grams, which is 14.1 ounces, 700 meters, or 765 yards. Now, they recommend a 5.5 knitting needle and a 5.5 to a 6 crochet hook. They classify it as a medium number 4. You can wash up to 40 degrees Celsius. You can iron, do not bleach, you can dry clean. And this is made in Serbia for Hobie. And it is colour 05, which I believe is something like emerald, but do not quote me on it, guys. It will be on their site. So this was a massive ball of yarn. It was bigger than my head. And because I started this journey with several other brands, I have decided to extend it into other brands that I have in my stash. Now, some of them are one skein wonders. Some of them I do have maybe 2 of, or a few more in regards to these little purples. I think I had 5 or 6 of these little purples. Because when I've made all these granny squares, I intend to join them all together and make a big, beautiful donation blanket for somebody. I don't know who, but, you know, we shall see. I am probably going to join them in a light grey, I think, because there's lots of pinks, greens, bit of purple. So I need a nice neutral colour to join them all together. But that is a little further down the line. I still need a few more granny squares. So we are going to continue with this little experiment. Now, once I have shown you what yarn I am doing next, I will see how many granny squares I've got. And if it's enough, I'll put the blanket together and I'll come back on the next episode and show you the completed blanket. And then tell you where we are going to take the experiment from there. And I think we will probably do, I don't know, we might do the same but with lightweight 3, or we might go completely different. I haven't really figured that out yet, guys, so you need to stay tuned to see where I go with all of this, because I'm kind of winging it as I go along, to be perfectly honest. So yes, this episode's question is, have you ever wondered how many 6-row granny squares you can get using the recommended hook size, which is the 5.5 clover for me, out of a Hobie Mega Ball Aran. That is what we are going to find out. Are you ready? So, if you remember the I Love This yarns, I think with one of them I got 10, with the other I got a little less. With the purples I only got 2 and a bit, because they were diddy little 50-gram balls. And this is a 400-gram ball and it's got 765 yards. So, I predicted 22 to 23. Was I right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I got 20 complete 6-round granny squares, but frustratingly I nearly got 21 because I just needed to go around the corner to here and I would have had 21, but there just wasn't enough. So nearly, very nearly 21, but 20 actually completed. Now, remember what I say on all of these episodes, guys. Yes, I'm using the recommended hook size, but everybody's tension is different. So just because I was able to get 20 doesn't mean that you are guaranteed to get 20, because if you are tighter tension than me or looser tension than me, you will get more or less depending. This is just a personal experiment which I have chosen to share with you guys here on the channel. I just thought it was a bit fun, it was interesting, and it would be nice to bring you on along the way. So yes, 20, another 20 granny squares. So you can get a lot from a Mega Ball, guys. Now, the acrylic in a Mega Ball isn't the worst, but isn't the best. It is okay. But for a workhorse yarn, for this kind of experiment, and I am pretty sure that when you wash it, it will become a lot softer. So, like I said, it isn't the softest, but it isn't the roughest. It's kind of in between that. But I reckon with a bit of a wash and dry, this would be absolutely fine for any project that you wish. And you get a lot of it on one ball. So yes, 20 granny squares. Happy days. There is more to go towards my blanket. Now we need to move on to a different brand that I've got in my stash. So we have had some Hobby Lobby, we have had some Premier, we have had some Hobie. Now we are going to go back to my roots here in the UK, and we are going to have some Stylecraft Special Aran. So this is the 4-weight version, loads of colours available. You can get it from Wool Warehouse, who do ship internationally. There are other suppliers also. I am not sponsored or affiliated, just letting you know where you can get your hands on it. Now this colour is raspberry, and it is being washed out a little bit by my camera. It is not being done any justice whatsoever. So this is not accurate, but it is a raspberry colour. It's looking orangey, and it's really not. It's really super lovely. So with the Stylecraft Special Aran, you get 100 grams. Like I said, it's the colour raspberry. It is 100% premium acrylic, approximately 196 metres or 214 yards. Naturally anti-pilling and knits to all Aran patterns. Aran is the UK term for medium number 4. It's machine washable up to 30 degrees Celsius. You can cool, tumble dry, cool, iron, and you may dry clean. They recommend 5mm knitting needles or a 5mm crochet hook. Now, this puts me in a little bit of a quandary because the original experiment was how many 6 round granny squares can you get using the recommended hook size. If I change the hook size for this brand, it would mean that I've used a 5.5 on all the others, and these are going to come up smaller, which could pose a problem. What am I going to do? I'm going to stick with my 5.5, guys. So the experiment has had to change for this brand. I want my squares to be the same size so I can join them together and make a blanket. I do not want to go down and make these smaller because I am a tight crocheter anyway, which means that my squares are going to be a lot smaller than the average person's tension using the recommended hook. So I am going to stick with my 5.5. I'm going to keep my hook consistent. Now I have 2 in the raspberry. So I will work both of them up, but I will let you know how many I get out of one. But I also have 2 in this lovely sage green, which again is not being done justice by my camera. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see if we can get this looking better. It's just looking grey and blah. No. No, it's not right, and I don't know what to do about it, guys. Sorry about that. Let's put my lighting back. I think that's the right lighting. If not, oh well, it will do for now. So I will let you know how many I get out of one, but I will be making squares out of all of them because I need to get them out of my stash, and I want this blanket to be fairly big. So that is the plan for the next episode. How many 6 round granny squares can I get out of Stylecraft Special Aran this time? And I will be back to let you know when I have done that. And one thing I did think of that I haven't let you know is how I am doing my granny squares. And most of you will be like, well, surely there's only one way of doing them. Well, actually, for me, I found a tutorial to make a seamless granny square. And it is where you don't have that obvious line as you're going and the squares don't get tilted or wonky. I am doing the round and then I'm turning and going back in that same corner, and I'm doing obviously 2 clusters in a corner. So here 2 clusters in a corner with a chain 2 space, but I am not chaining in between. I am literally just doing cluster, chain 2, cluster in a corner, and then cluster, 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 and then back to the corner. I am not chaining in between my clusters, and I am turning every time so that you don't get that join. And I am going for 6 rounds. So that is how I am doing my granny squares. And this was so frustrating. So I'm going to pull this out and use this as a scrap in my scrap bin. In fact, let's do that now. Let's see how much of a scrap we actually get. So yes, you know how many I got from an Aran Mega Ball. And we will be finding out how many I get from a Stylecraft special in the next episode. And hopefully I can then put the blanket together, show you a completed project. All of these items will have been out of my stash, and somebody will get the benefit of a lovely warm blanket at the end of this experiment. And then I have to decide what experiment I am going to do next. So if you guys have any ideas of what experiments you would like me to carry out, please do pop them down in the comment section. I would love to be able to give you the content that you like or would like to see. I am not promising that I will, but I will take your suggestions, give them serious consideration, and if I like one of them, I will do it. So let's think. It could be the same, but just with a different weight of yarn and the recommended hook size. It doesn't even have to be granny squares. It could be something else completely. Who knows? So that one nearly completed granny square, has left me with this size scrap. So I will ball it up and put it in my scrap bin for probably tile of the week. And that, I think, is that, guys. Let me know what experiments you want me to do, whether it be different weight yarn with recommended hook, whether we stick with the granny squares or we do something slightly different. I've never made a solid granny square actually, so that could be an idea. Or we could go for a completely different experiment altogether. I could take a yarn and show you what particular stitches look like in a solid versus variegated versus self-striping, so that it helps you pick the stitch for the right type of yarn maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. We will have to give this some thought, but let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed finding out that you could get 20 from one of these, and this is another ball band in my wallet for the year, so that is absolutely fantastic. Super happy, and you guys that watch these are telling me that you really enjoy them, so thank you very much for your time today. I am going to let you go. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and don't forget that I upload I upload content every day here at Manfa's Makes, so there is always something for you to watch and join in with here. Please do stick around, stay tuned in, as there will be lots of fun in the week ahead. But until I see you then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you.